As we said in the native limestone county, something good about to go down. Lobster roll sliders is what we're going to prepare today. We welcome you to this edition of Christopher's Kitchen. We try to get a little bit creative. I'm going to tell you, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah, you know, lobster rolls, believe it or not, are very, very simple. And I saw a program recently on a little place called the Clam Shack in Kennebunkport, Maine. And I just got the inspiration to just do it kind of simply like they do. So what it is a whole, let me show you what it is. We take a whole Maine lobster, okay, and we poach this in salted water. And I boil that, make sure the water is boiling, do it for about 8 minutes. Our sauce today, I'm just using a little bit of mayonnaise on our toasted bun also. So I've got some egg yolks here. I'm gonna add just a little squeeze of lemon juice, about a teaspoon of Dijon mustard. So you wanna start adding your oil just a tiny bit at a time. And this is just a little bit shy of 2 cups of oil. So I'm just stirring that in. Time for a little bit of salt. I'm just gonna take some, take a strand of tarragon like that, and you can just peel it down a little bit to get the leaves off. I'm just gonna chop that up a little bit and add it to our mayonnaise. Now I'm gonna show you how we do our lobster rolls. I'm just gonna show you how I clean a lobster. Generally, I twist the claws off like that, and then I take the claw, separate it. This is called where we get the knuckle meat. I take the knuckle meat there. I just bending that backwards and taking that. Okay, now what I do is I cover this with a towel, and I have a mallet here. You don't wanna smash it because you don't wanna damage the meat too much, but just until you hear it crack. So now you're able to peel, take some of this off, right, just like that. And you take this little leg, this little piece of the claw, and you bend it out slightly, and a lot of times that membrane comes right out of the claw meat. And then this piece just come out just like that. The knuckle you want to try to hit on the side. This way we hit there and then we hit there, but I'm just going to crack that so that I can get to this piece of meat here. I always like to, for the lobster roll, I just like to cut that in half as well. And I don't want to, because I want them to see that we're used whole fresh lobster. So I want them to see a little piece of the claw. Now the tail is a little bit different. You hold the head in if you're right hand or left hand, hold the head in one hand and the tail in the other, and then you just twist, and that comes out like that. Now you'll see it's got a little bit of stuff in there. I generally shake that out. Now in order to get the tail meat out of here nice and clean, I generally take scissors, and I just basically go through the shell like this. Now you stretch out that lobster tail, and you get on both sides of it, and you crack it in the middle, just like that. So I'm cracking that, and the lobster meat comes just out, just like that. Okay, I've rinsed off our lobster meat, so it's now, our lobster tail, so it's now nice and clean. And then I just want to cut that into like a little bit larger than bite-sized segments. We still want it to be able to sit on our roll. My lobster roll is a brown butter lobster roll. So what I've done, if you'll take a look here, is I've taken a pound of butter, and I melted it down and brought it to the boil. These happen to be little rolls. I'm gonna stir that brown butter up and just brush these rolls with that brown butter. So I have a hot saute pan here. We're just gonna do our rolls, get those nice and toasty brown. I just really wanna warm the lobster. So we're just gonna warm that in that brown butter. Pan is already hot. That's it. That's all that really needs. I'm gonna leave that off the heat just for a second. I'm gonna take a little bit of this, a little bit of our tarragon mayonnaise, smear it on each side of the roll, just like that. And then I'm gonna use just a little bit of watercress lettuce. So our lobster meat is warmed up. We got a little piece of the claw on each one. There's no pretty way to do this, Mike, so I would just, grab that sandwich there.
All right.
Like that. It's gonna be a little bit drippy. See that nice juice coming out? Oh my gosh. And just take a nice little bite out of that.
This is just decadent, is what that is.
So
a
good lobster roll, they say, is just nicely poached lobster dipped in whole butter.
It takes a little time, but believe me when I tell you, the effort, the artistry, it is all worth it. This is a great dish right here. It's the lobster sliders.
Yep.
My goodness. And the recipe is online, by the way. Go to kvtx.com. There's a drop-down menu for Christopher's Kitchen. We've got all these fabulous recipes right there. And good luck on that dish. I'm going to have to get another bite in a minute. Thank you for making us a part of your day. We'll see you next time. For Christopher Lampo, I'm Mike Wright.